Just an update on Al.
He's good. A little bit of a scare when you get hit on the head. The poor throw, or the high throw, I should say, took the shortstop up to where his knee was head level with Alaric. Woody went and checked on him. I think he was a little shaken up, but did protocol back there. He's good to go.
What did you see from Hundley in the first that kind of got him into trouble, and then what did he do to correct those mistakes?
Well, they came out aggressive, and the reason Hundley was starting the game is the last two games we've lost the first 3 innings, if you want to call it that, or we've been from behind. So we felt that was our best guy to go get us a 0, and they showed the reason why we were concerned with the first couple innings. They come out of the gates pretty strong and took a couple good swings, but he throws strikes, so he's going to give up hits because of the fact he throws strikes, but he's also pretty good at throwing zeros up on the board.
What are you happiest about with this team through 12, and what would you like to see improve kind of in the couple weeks before SEC here?
That the guys, obviously there's been some nicks and knacks. I mean, even Fergie this weekend not getting a lot of action. That all the vacancies that have taken place, the guys you're excited for and hoping they step in and do a nice job have done that and more. So, I mean, we knew we had depth. We preached that to you guys, but it's been tested early, and we've had to mix and match a lot of different situations, and at this point it's worked out on the scoreboard for us.
You have a lot of guys playing different positions than what they're used to, or maybe even growing up playing, and we've talked about that with them. They've said they don't really care what they play as long as they win. How much is that something that you recruit, and then how much is that something that you kind of instill with the guys when they're here?
Yeah, I think it's something that you recruit a little bit. I mean, we got some guys that are really good athletes, but then they put in a lot of extra time. I mean, I can think of countless examples of guys that have bounced around and done different things for us. We were about to put Ethan Anderson in second base there at the end of the game. He's done that, even though he's a pitcher outfielder for us. So a little bit of athleticism in the recruiting approach, but also once they're here, we make them put in some time and learn those positions. At the very least, even if you don't play that position, it helps to know the responsibilities so that the guy next to you, when you're playing, you get a little better feel for the whole deal.
How important is a weekend like this where you do face some adversity and respond to it as well as y'all did?
It's a good repetition for sure. I mean, you're building and building for SEC play, but really all 56 games are either a win or a loss. So you always want to win, but along the way you want to build up repetitions so you can say you've been there, done that. And, there's been some things we haven't done yet, but now we're starting to accumulate some things that we have, including, being able to come from behind and face a little adversity, like you said.
Pav has been great at the plate, but what have you seen from him catching behind the plate? He seems like he has a great rapport with the pitchers.
Yeah, I think both those guys have really developed. I mean, Josh puts in a ton of time with all 3 of those guys if you throw Pete Durkee in the mix. And they've done a much better job at, I don't want to say stealing strikes, because you don't want to say anything wrong about the umpires. They need to be our buddies. But there's an art to that, and that's why that whole nonsense of an automatic strike zone, I hate to hear that talk at all. But that's a whole nother topic. Those guys have done a really good job of receiving, and Pav's kind of led the way. That's why he's, basically our number 1.
With your coaching staff, I mean, you've got a group of guys that have been together for a little while, and how are they gelling together right now, and how do you think that's impacted the success you guys have had so far?
Well, I think it's trickled down to the players, and I honestly feel that started last year with our guys just being more comfortable with Knoxville, the university, who are the right type of recruits for us. I mean, Q's, in my opinion, the best strength coach in the country, and he's our best kept secret, whatever you want to call it. I mean, he's contributing more than people realize because it's not going to end up on the box score. But, he didn't know the rules. I mean, he's in college athletics for the first time his first year. And I could go on down the line with people doing things, including myself, for the first time. Well, that's kind of gone away, just like, last year our guys' postseason experience, the lack of it went away as well. So we feel like we're building to where we want to go, and progress is nice.
Top to bottom, your lineup is just producing at a higher level than it was a year ago. Is it something that you guys did differently in the offseason to produce more offense, or is it maybe just some confidence early on that's bringing these runs?
I think there's a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. I don't think they get too much into, we need respect and things like that. It's more just wanting to do better than they did their previous years here, like Luke. I mean, the first year he was here was not fun. And then also, wanting to get back to that postseason and do better. And that's not going to happen like that. It's got to be a building up situation. And then you got a lot of younger guys that have just physically gotten bigger. I mean, Trey Lipscomb, man, when he was a senior in high school and he was committed to us, he didn't look anything like that, much less could he hit a ball as far as he did. So There's a lot of examples of athletes that have gotten stronger in the lineup, so that's why we feel like, 1 through 9 is kind of the same for us.
How do y'all manage Gilbert throughout the week in terms of making sure he gets the adequate amount of work at both the plate and on the mound?
I'd say managing him off the field, actually on the field, just behavior-wise, is the biggest test. He's really talented. He's played first base for us. We've talked about different positions, but he just likes competing, and he likes, he likes kind of the team camaraderie thing. So it's a really good fit. He's actually as low maintenance of a player as you can imagine, so it makes it easy to manage his arm, his throws. We just, whatever we tell him, he'll do for us. I don't know that we've ever put more into recruiting a guy and then flip it when he showed up on campus. He went from high maintenance to absolutely no maintenance.
But do y'all have any sort of plan like maybe the Angels do with Shohei Ohtani and kind of how they manage him throughout the week?
No, I think it's a little different. I think you just kind of go off of, feel. And, for all of our guys, we tell them you got to listen to your arm. Listen to the arm before you listen to the coach. And then, there's communication back and forth there. He's developing as a thrower from high school, with good stuff. And he knows what he's doing on the mound, but he's still got to mature a little bit as a pitcher, physically and mentally. And so we got to sneak in reps with Coach A and get him out there like we did today. But he knows exactly what he's doing on the offensive end.
Seemed like early on, seemed like he was more of a pitcher maybe in the fall. When did he really start thinking he could be a consistent contributor in the outfield?
We saw the hand speed right away, and then the swings there too. I coached a kid named Ryan Lawless, who's one of my favorites of all time, and Ryan came in as a left-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter, and played in the big leagues for the Giants as a hitter. And I kind of saw that resemblance there, and then he kept getting hits. So it was kind of on down the line. It became pretty obvious. And then he needed to do a better job of throwing strikes too in the fall and in spring training. So that's why it tipped a little more towards the offensive end. But he's got 3 years of doing both for us.
What has made guys coming out of the bullpen so successful? How much confidence do you have in any guy you turn out of the pen?
They're good. I mean, Cody Davidson could be our closer if we need to. So, in Round Rock, we made a couple moves, and, people patted the coaching staff on the back. Well, when you have good players, they make you look smarter. They make you look good. So I think there's good arms down there that we could tax or get more out of if we needed to. But right now, we're kind of able to spread the wealth a little bit, even with a couple guys banged up, and it's gone well for us. But they'll be tested. And again, by the end of the year, roles will emerge that are a little more obvious than they are right now. Right now, I'm honestly enjoying the gray area we have.